Hello to those that know me, and for those that don't, my name is Matt. I've started a little passion project here around a series called Being Intentional. Today, I want to talk to you about being intentional with overcoming adversity. Uh, Overcoming adversity. We hear this thrown around. The Olympics always comes to mind for me is uh, in the face of adversity or what they overcame. But what does that word adversity actually mean? Webster's dictionary says it's adversity is a continued difficulty or misfortune. So, what is a continued difficulty or misfortune that you can place in your life? Personally, it could be a struggle with obesity. Professionally, it could be a setback in your career. As a business owner, it could be the cost of launching a new program. So those are difficulties that we're faced with. How do we overcome? The word overcome is an action. It's a verb, which means there's action to the word. To overcome adversity. Webster Dictionary says overcome is to surmount or to get the better of. So how do we surmount or get the better of continued difficulty or misfortune? So overcoming in your personal life with obesity, you might decide I need to hire a trainer, a nutritionalist. I need to take control of my health and make it a priority. That person that had a setback in their career might want to gather feedback and work that into a personal development plan. The business that wants to launch a new program but is seeing the startup cost, they might want to adapt the plan. Do we release it in stages? Do we, use funds from Project Y in order to fund this because we know the ROI is going to be much greater? Depending on who you are, that either sounds really easy or really difficult. I'm gonna tell you why that is, and that's because in order to overcome adversity or surmount or get the better of difficulty or misfortune, we need a great foundation. When I say the word foundation, you can think of a building in your city, or I'm in Calgary, so downtown Calgary. It looks like they're working on a building for forever, and nothing to my eyes seems to be happening. And then, after months and months and months and months of this, I blink and the building is sky high. That's because they were building a solid foundation for that building to be able to support it going up into the sky. So what is our solid foundation for overcoming adversity? It's developing a growth mindset. I could talk about this topic for probably a separate 4-hour video. It doesn't give me the time to do that here. I absolutely am fascinated by this topic. There's two different kind of people in this world, a fixed and a growth-minded person. And as I go through some of their qualities of what makes up each of them, you'll probably start placing faces and names. As long as you please don't leave them down in the comments. It's important that our foundation of a growth mindset is built to overcome any adversity. So what is a growth-minded versus fixed-minded person? The big difference or attitudes is, a belief in their ability or potential. These mindsets are how a person approaches challenge, setbacks, or learning opportunities. If we're just to say, we're overcoming adversity, so possibly difficulty or failure, response to failure, a growth-minded person sees failure as a opportunity to grow, an opportunity to develop their skills, an opportunity to get better. Let's say it's a student that took a math test and had a failing grade. They need to not, a growth minded person does not dwell on that grade. They decide, okay, I can hire a tutor, I can take part in study groups, I can add some study time and do better on either a retest or the next test. Whereas a fixed minded person, let's say they took that same math test and they also received a failing grade. A fixed mindset doesn't believe that they can actually get better, that their abilities allow them. They just believe their abilities and their potential is fixed, it, possibly to no fault of their own. But we often encounter these people in the workplace with a very cold or stern attitude towards something. This person, this example, they might say, well, the math test didn't matter anyway. I didn't study, or it has nothing to do with what I want to do with a career. And that's just them hiding that insecurity. So developing a growth mindset is our foundation. How do we start erecting the building on top of our growth mindset? I'm gonna give it to you really simple. There's a couple of steps, and I say it's my best belief, and what I use is I accept reality. What was it that happened? What was it a perceived notion? And as we know, perception a lot of the times is the reality we have to care for. What is the reality? We need to adapt the plan. We need to be open to adapting the plan, right? We have our growth mindset. We need to follow through on our plan. There's no sense in having the plan without following through on it. And then we need to collect feedback after a while of working this new plan. Once we have that feedback, we need to repeat. I know it's you didn't want to hear the word repeat at the end of a cycle or at the end of a process, but I truly believe overcoming adversity is a never-ending cycle. Is something we need to constantly be doing is accept reality, adapt the plan, follow through, and repeat. Because yes, our difficulties or misfortune may become less, but as you develop a growth mindset and focus on continued success or growth, I hope you understand it was never about the difficulties in the first place. It was actually about your success, whether that be, personal success in that obesity scenario, or in a relationship scenario with a parent, a spouse, a child, whether it be success in your professional life, whether it be, securing a sale, getting that promotion you wanted, or winning relationships, whether it be as that business is, business moves fast. We've got to continually adapt and never, I say we've got to earn our success every day. So yes, that repeat, because our development mind needs to be on 100% of the time. I'm going to leave you with that. Let me know if you're engaged with this little series of being intentional. Let me know if you've put these into practice in your past, or you've seen other people put them into practice. What was the payoff? Or if you plan on using these. And I'd love to keep in touch and see what your success with some of these look. Thank you very much. And, I'll talk to you all soon.